Robin and Kody's home has never seemed so peaceful. Children's shouts, the click of phone cameras recording confessionals, the ping of text notifications, and the incessant murmur of Kody's voice echoing from room to room had always filled the air with commotion. Now, however, there was stillness. The kind of oppressive, terrible silence that buzzed beneath the walls. With her hands encircling a mug of unopened tea that had long ago gone cold, Robin sat by herself on the stairway. She stared at the black TV across the living room, where she and Kody had watched the courtroom footage in stunned quiet only a day before. She muttered the word out loud. Fraud, attempting to make sense of how everything had gotten to this point. Forgery. Examining, she was still in disbelief. The individual who had always maintained that he was defending the family's ideals, Kody, had fabricated records. He had been boasting for years about taking on the responsibility of managing assets, arranging finances, and creating a future for everyone. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. However, he had covertly removed the names of the women he had previously pledged to stay devoted for all time beneath that framework, beneath the spreadsheets and never-ending strategy discussions. She recalled the judge's declaration that the documents were fraudulent. Kody had froze next to her in the courtroom, his knuckles white, his lips quivering. He had always been skilled at deceiving others, bending logic, and portraying himself as unclear. However, there was no confessional booth in that courtroom. Don't cut. No editors. Only the ultimate, icy truth. And now that truth was armed. The front door opened, and Robin winced. With his shoulders down and his tie loose and unfastened over his collar, Kody took over. He appeared to have aged 10 years in just 2 days. Coyote Pass red dirt was all over his sneakers. He walked in without glancing at her. He proceeded directly to the kitchen and took out a half-empty bottle of bourbon from a cabinet. Something he never drank before. Finally, without turning to face her, he continued, "I just needed to walk the land. It had to be felt. Check to see whether it feels like mine." "Is it?" Robin asked quietly. Kody stopped. At last, he looked at her. His eyes were bloodshot, filled with an uncontrollable anger. But there was more to the rage than that. A worse thing. Fear. "They took it away from me," he murmured, his teeth clenched. "After everything I did for them, they turned against me." Robin stated, "They didn't falsify documents," as she stood up. "You did. They told a judge the truth. You did. This land is what you promised me. We'll construct here, you said. You informed the children. I completed it for us." Kody slammed the bourbon on the counter and yelled, "Do you believe I intended to lie? I was forced to. All the titles were mixed up. This way it was cleaner. All we needed was time." "No," Robin cut in, raising her voice. "You have to be in charge. You did it every time. Meri and Janelle weren't just kicked off the farm. You took them out of the future." Now, their quiet was angry, scorching, and final rather than melancholy. Robin knew for the first time that Kody Brown, the guy who seemed to have built an empire of faith and love, had destroyed it with a signature. A group of adult brown children gathered around a corner booth at a neighborhood eatery just outside of Flagstaff. Anxiety and conflicting allegiances pervaded the atmosphere. Janelle's son, Gabriel, looked through his phone and read the latest news from the area. He said, he made up Mom's name. Like literally, he made a phony witness using a digital stamp. Everything is in the court documents. Christine's daughter, Gwendolyn, who had long since cut ties with the family circus, scowled. They are currently looking into his deception. "Dad, what the devil?" Robin's daughter Aurora squirmed in her chair. "Mom is inconsolable. She was unaware. Don't hold her responsible." Savannah muttered, "I don't blame her. However, we cannot act as though it never happened." He excluded Meri and Mom from everything. He told us all lies. There was a long pause. Although the betrayal was not new, its finality was. There wouldn't be a group therapy session after a tearful embrace, an emotional couch scene, or family reconciliation. This was no longer cable television. This actually happened. Broken. Everlasting. Meri stood by herself on her new section of Coyote Pass 2 weeks later. Although the sun was pleasant, the wind was piercing. As builders set pegs for her future cabin, she carried a clipboard while wearing hiking boots and a flannel blouse. She moved stealthily around the perimeter, taking her time. She stopped every few yards to gaze out at the scenery, not with resentment but with a clear vision. It wasn't just a house she saw. She perceived tranquility, liberty, finalization. Janelle parked her pickup far away and waved as she got out. Meri returned the wave. Formerly competitors. Sisters in reality now. As Janelle walked up, she remarked, "We finally own something that can't be taken." Meri grinned, the fire she hadn't felt in years glimmering in her eyes. "No," she replied. "At last, we are our own owners." Should I go on to the following? Kody may be charged with a crime or questioned by the FBI. Robyn is thinking about getting a divorce. Kody was confronted by the kids during a family gathering. Financial consequences and a media frenzy tell me how far you wish to go, and there's more. Although his pricey preferences raise eyebrows, Sister Wives star Kody Brown may have more money than ever before after the $1.5 million sale of Coyote Pass. He has been seen wearing a vintage wristwatch that is worth thousands of dollars, and it has been alleged that he has 6 Rolex watches in total. Even though he shouldn't, Kody can have an addiction to purchasing expensive status symbols. In 2005, Kody and Meri Brown, his then-wife, filed for bankruptcy together. The Coyote Pass saga started in 2018, and the land plots that Kody bought with his 4 wives, now Robyn is his only spouse, represented a sort of utopian dream in which the Brown family would live in 4 different homes on the same pastoral Arizona land. That was a drastic step to take, which may be why there is so much attention on how he spends money now. That was only a pipe dream, though. 3 spouses left, starting with Christine in November 2021, as a result of the family's issues, which were brought on by Kody's intense love for Robyn. Kody's financial life is an intriguing subject because he divided up the land before it was sold, giving Janelle and Mary Brown greater percentages. A reporter named Katie Paulson frequently provides some intriguing research regarding the Brown family on Instagram at Without a Crystal Ball. Robyn, Kody's true love, allegedly spent $70,000 on toys, including American Girl dolls, as a result of her addiction, which she revealed when she covered Robyn's doll buying sprees. She discovered details regarding Kody's Rolex date just 16013, which he has worn on film, back in October 2023. For a dose of GQ style, Kody frequently wears his David Yurman signet ring with his Rolex. Katie wrote, according to a Reddit thread started by Otisk, internet detectives claim that Kody owns 6 Rolex watches. Without a Crystal Ball stated that he occasionally dons a Tudor Black Bay SNG watch, which retails at $5,825. He has also been seen wearing a Tag Heuer watch, which is said to cost $2,000 in retail. Although many people collect watches, it is more typical for Hollywood A-list actors and elite athletes to have this type of collection because it is very costly to acquire such pricey wristwatches. They could all be used, of course, but even used Rolex watches are very expensive. These are aspirational items, classic, stylish, but simply out of reach. In Goldfinger and From Russia with Love, James Bond sported a Rolex Submariner, which he again wore in Dr. No. Many celebrities, such as Daniel Craig, Jennifer Aniston, and Robert Downey Jr., adore Rolex watches. It is the pinnacle of American fashion, and while Rolex watches can be rather plain with few diamonds or two-tone Jubilee bracelets, they can also be very ostentatious. With its vibrant blue face and sparkling diamonds, Kody opted for a more ornate style. Unless these watches are fakes, it's obvious he's spent a lot of money on them. He has a Mercedes C-Class Cabriolet, a property worth over $2 million, the ring described, watches, and a David Yurman amulet necklace. Perhaps he has overspent. Robyn has a large collection of dolls. Fans and other Brown family members appear to be offended by what the pair has. Gwendolyn Brown has made fun of Kody and Robyn's extravagant expenditures on her YouTube channel. The pair has also drawn criticism from Gabriel Brown and Paydon Brown. In addition to creating debt, Kody and Robyn's extravagant lifestyle causes animosity because of the numerous children and ex-wives they have. Everyone in a family dynamic considers justice. When things don't appear fair and the balance is incorrect, it can lead to a lot of animosity. Robyn is the object of Kody's fantasy, but what about the others? Savannah Brown, his daughter with Janelle, was not even given a Christmas present by him. Instead, he promised to provide it to her later. In the same year, his children with Robin received motorcycles. As shown in the above clip, the family was fighting over the land, which is producing a lot of tension in season 19. She might have received a bigger portion of the Coyote Pass sale proceeds as a result of Kody's softening. Each of them received $375,000, as did Christine. That type of money is likely to change Janelle's life. It relieves a great deal of pressure and opens up a world of opportunities. Christine was not included in Kody's decision to do this for his ex-partners. For $10, she had sold the family her portion of the land. Although it would have been wonderful, he was unable to give her a portion as well. Kody Brown of Sister Wives is clearly a lover of luxury, and despite the criticism he receives for his excessive spending, he continues to acquire more jewelry, watches, and a larger, better home. He pursues his life's goal and makes it a reality. But what is the emotional toll? Instead of pushing Robin to purchase yet another doll, it might be preferable to concentrate on providing for his kids. The Sister Wives cast members Meri Brown and Janelle Brown recently got back together after not seeing one another since their separate divorces from Kody Brown. Meri and Janelle were both married to the same polygamous guy for a long time. Kody had 4 spouses and a total of 18 children during his height. Meri and Janelle are the third of his 4 spouses who have left the multiple family in recent years. Robin Brown, Kody's 4th and last wife, is the subject of his monogamous marriage. Meri and Janelle were never close during their time together. Other than helping to raise a big family, they didn't share many characteristics. Because Kody didn't always manage things well, there was always a lot of animosity amongst his spouses. Because polygamy is complex, Kody struggled to maintain his wives' satisfaction. Despite not being related to the Browns, Janelle and Meri recently got back together during Sister Wives season 19 to talk about a persistent money issue. Is it possible for the 2 unmarried mothers to become friends again? Kody's first marriage was to Meri. After 32 years of marriage, they got divorced in 2022, having married in 1990. Only a few years later, in 1993, Kody's second wife, Janelle, became a member of the family. After being married for 29 years, they got divorced in 2022. Despite being married to the same man for many years, Meri and Janelle never had a close relationship. Meri was a reclusive woman with only 1 child. Janelle might not have had the broadband to get close to Meri because she worked full-time and had 6 kids. The women's schedules weren't the only thing preventing them from bonding. In any other situation, the Sister Wives stars would never have been friends since they simply had extremely different personalities. Meri and Janelle respected one another, despite their lack of intimacy. Both of them understood that each lady was acting in what she believed to be the family's best interests. When it came to family finances, this value system was most evident. Meri and Janelle both worked outside the home and made significant investments in the family, but they didn't have anything to show for it. Kody and his 4 wives had purchased land at Coyote Pass with the intention of constructing 4 different houses on it. It was hoped that one day their kids would also construct there. Unfortunately, before construction ever started, the Brown family disintegrated. The Coyote Pass property came to represent the breakup of the Brown family. Meri and Janelle met to talk about legal issues during a Sister Wives season 19 episode. The 2 had not seen one another for a long time. In addition to talking about the land sale, they also talked about their individual divorces from Kody. The Brown family split into 2 groups after it broke up. Kody and Robin were on one side, while Janelle and Christine were on the other. When Meri eventually broke up with Kody, she was left alone since she had taken sides with Robin and Kody. Since parting ways with Kody, Janelle and Christine have become closer. Although Janelle and Meri had a fruitful encounter during the most recent Sister Wives season 19 episode, it seems unlikely that they will be pursuing a closer relationship. According to Janelle, Sister Wives relationships are really complex. Kody Brown, the patriarch of Sister Wives, has long maintained that he never loved any of his past wives, but he suddenly acknowledged that he didn't mean it. Hearing his confession at such a late hour must be a cold consolation to his 3 ex-wives. For years, Kody would say the most hurtful things about his wives. To make matters worse, He even made comparisons between his 3 ex-partners and Robin Brown, his 4th and favorite wife. In the end, Kody had 4 spouses and 18 children, but the good days were short-lived. 3 of Kody's 4 wives had departed the multiple marriage by the time Sister Wives season 19 premiered. He was polygamous at first, but he and Robin eventually became monogamous. He recently admitted that he never meant those hurtful remarks, despite his many claims that he had never loved his ex-wives. The Browns were a single, contented family when Sister Wives debuted in 2010. Their portrayal of a successful polygamous family gave the impression that multiple marriage was a reasonable choice for decent people. Despite the show's good intentions, it ultimately documented the breakup of the Brown family. Kody married Robin during the first season of the show. The family dynamic was completely upended when he brought his 3rd wife, Christine Brown, into the mix 16 years prior. Christine was the first of Kody's wives to leave the marriage. The pivotal moment occurred during a Sister Wives show when Christine disclosed that Kody had informed her he wasn't interested in her after they were married. He also claimed that he had never loved Meri Brown, his first wife, and that he had never even been attracted to her. By claiming that he stayed with all of his spouses out of obligation, he suggested that he had never loved Janelle Brown, his 2nd wife. In essence, Kody claimed that Robin was the only woman he loved. Kody has been increasingly aggressive about his sentiments for his other wives in recent years. He frequently made disparaging remarks about them, and even referred to Robin as his soul mate when describing his affections for her. Even after his ex-wives had left the marriage, this still caused them great pain. Kody ultimately acknowledged that he never intended such harsh remarks on Sister Wives season 19. He lashed out in pain, explaining that he was hurting in a time of acute self-awareness. Hearing him say that must have been quite reassuring for Meri, Janelle, and Christine. Kody's sudden self-awareness does not imply that he wants to maintain his polygamous lifestyle. In a recent episode of Sister Wives season 19, Robin and Kody consider their family. Kody had a straightforward response when Robin asked him if he missed polygamy. "I don't want to be flippant with my answer because we were devoted to this, but I'm not interested in plural marriage anymore," Kody responded. He later said to the cameras, "I don't want to pursue another woman because I don't want that headache, the questions, the struggles, the wonder about trust. I'm not in that space." Janelle Brown recently declared she was done dating, but the Sister Wives season 19 star's recent remarks suggest she might change her mind. Janelle was the 2nd wife of Kody Brown, a polygamous patriarch. Janelle left polygamy and divorced Kody in 2022, following 29 years of marriage and 6 children together. When the program debuted in 2010, its goal was to follow the lives of a functioning polygamous family. The purpose was to stand in contrast to all the unfavorable press reports about child brides and enigmatic compounds. The Brown family tragically disintegrated, but no one can ever claim that Janelle didn't make an effort to keep the marriage intact. The Sister Wives season 19 star worked to ensure the family's financial security throughout her adult life, yet she left with nothing. In her 50s, she was forced to start afresh. Although the route has been filled with sadness and the decision was difficult, things have been improving. Leaving Kody behind has greatly benefited her. Janelle and Kody appeared to get along during their 29-year marriage, but she recently made remarks that might imply she's more open to finding love again, despite her previous declaration that she was done dating. Janelle seems to be Kody's least sentimental wife over the numerous seasons of Sister Wives. That's why the intense tension between the two was so unexpected. In Sister Wives season 18, Kody and Janelle got into a heated argument about their kids. Kody wanted Janelle to exclude her older sons from the house during the COVID-19 pandemic because they were not following his guidelines for viral mitigation. The relationship deteriorated after Janelle's refusal, which ultimately resulted in a heated argument at her new rented house. Because of the way Kody was treating her kids, Janelle was furious with him. While he enjoyed tight ties with his children from his 4th wife, Robin Brown, he hardly spoke to any of her children. Kody, for his part, was upset that Janelle wasn't prioritizing his needs over her adult sons. He lost contact with a number of his elder sons, and they never reconciled. When 25-year-old Garrison Brown died in March 2024, Kody was no longer communicating with him. Janelle was unable to continue living with Kody. For a long time, Kody had ceased to be Janelle's husband. Now that her kids were all grown, he focused more on his younger kids with Robin. By pointing out that he was present while the older kids were little, he made the case that the younger ones needed him more. His other wives were not reassured by this, and by the time Sister Wives Season 19 premiered, Kody and Robin were raising their 5 children together in an unintended monogamous relationship. Janelle's departure from Kody in 2022 wasn't the first and wouldn't be the last. He lost his first wife, Meri Brown, in 2022, and his third wife, Christine Brown, in 2021. Christine and Meri have prioritized seeking love ever since they left. Meri is actively searching, while Christine has already remarried to David Woolley. Janelle's desire to date has diminished. The Sister Wives Season 19 star declared she will never get married or date again in an interview with the Sibling Revelry podcast. Despite her remarks, the Sister Wives Season 19 actress isn't devoted to the idea of living alone forever. "I am done," she declared, adding, "I love my single life." She stated later in the same podcast that she would be willing to consider any opportunity that might arise. Janelle could need more time before she's ready to start dating again because her divorce and the terrible death of her son are still very much fresh in her mind. In a preview of an upcoming Sister Wives Season 19 episode, Janelle discussed receiving a spiritual divorce from Kody. Everyone moves at various speeds, so just because her previous sister wives are ready to date again doesn't mean Janelle has to be. At their fundamentalist church, they were spiritually wed even though they were never legally married. Meri visited their church earlier this season and requested to be released from her covenant with Kody. At the time, Janelle didn't think she would be interested, but she changed her mind. "I'm not dating, but if I found somebody, I would never want there to be a weird barrier in my head," Janelle stated. The Sister Wives star frequently discussed how much she believed polygamy worked for her, saying she liked not having Kody around every night, the independence the lifestyle offered, and the fact that she had more mothers to help raise her kids while she went to work. "If I were to remarry, maybe it's worth getting a spiritual divorce." Janelle is most likely to try polygamy again out of all of Kody's wives. Janelle may have a positive memory of polygamy, but the Sister Wives Season 19 star should think twice. Perhaps she wanted to be apart from her husband because she didn't enjoy their time together and found him to be very high maintenance. If she were to marry someone she liked, she might want her husband around more. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.